Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I am Disco Kitty, the Crappy Crafter. In this episode, we're going to be working with rubber duckies. These poor little rubber duckies I got, their head, they all seem to be pretty well squished. So we'll see if we can fix that. I don't know where my heat gun is, and I don't have a hairdryer, so we'll see what happens. I think it's just going to be a flaw we're going to have to work around. I may at some point just have to get a rubber ducky mold and make them out of something that I can bake, because I know I'm going to want to use polymer clay on these duckies at some point, and I can't find anywhere on the internet that says whether I can bake them or not. I'm going to assume not, but I have no idea what these are made of, so let's not take the chance. Today we'll be making a couple of Galaxy Duckies in the style that I used to make nail art, which I'll put right here. And we'll see how well that goes on a 3D object. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get right into it. Cut the package open, take one out. Poor little head is just practically stuck to its butt. I do have a little torch over here, so I'm going to try to warm up the plastic a little and pull it forward a little, but I don't think I warmed it long enough. But it's still slightly better than it was. After messing with it for a while, I'm just going to say bleh to it, and we're just going to move right on. I'm going to try to mix some black gesso. Yeah, that's not going to work so well. I'm going to start with some pigment powders, try some alcohol inks. It's just going to become a dark gray, like a slate gray, and that's fine. At least it's not white. I will probably just end up buying some black gesso, which is fine. I know it's out there. I think I've seen colors too, but we don't really want to get that involved in it, right? Oh, there is the completely ineffectual alcohol inks. I mean, it might have made it a little bit darker. I really honestly can't tell. And you know what? That's okay. Like I said, it's not white. Oh, now these little handles are super handy. They probably would work better on something with a solid surface instead of a squishy rubber surface, but I'll leave the link in the description where I got these. They are so handy to work with. I would highly recommend getting them, especially if you're painting miniatures or anything like that. And I'm just going to keep on trying to get these stuck on there. I don't even know how many times I tried, but I'm not going to make you watch all of them, of course. Okay, now that I've got them stuck down, it's time to start with the base coat. And I'm going to do this to both of them. And then we will go in with some black acrylic paint, because, I mean, let's be fair, I don't ever plan on squeaking these. Not that they were squeaky duckies to begin with. Now that they're all black, it's time to put in a white layer. We're going to sponge that on with some makeup sponges that have had little bits torn off the top so that it is uneven and not a square. Cut it into small strips so that I can get in underneath the head and the beak and stuff like that. And we'll start with the white, and then we'll move on to the colors. And all this is just dab, dab, dab. Just keep on dabbing that color down until you are happy with how opaque it is. To be fair, in a couple of places I probably should have made it a little bit more opaque, because you can see how dark it is underneath the color when we get there. And yeah, the ducky refused to stick down, so I took it off the base. But that's okay. I'm only doing part of it in white, and subsequently in colors, not the whole thing. Now that the white is done, we're going to go in with some colors. This ducky will be pink and blue, and the other ducky will be yellow and red. You want to make sure that you don't get too much paint on the sponge itself, because then it'll just kind of smear around and it won't do a nice little dab 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 like I'm doing here. I'm going to go back in with a little bit more pink because it's kind of translucent and I want to layer it over the blue a little bit. Oh, here comes the fun. This is so not going to work. I have no idea why this doesn't work. I think my bristles are too fine. They're nylon. They don't really bounce back once they're full of paint. So this was a exercise in futility. I will go in with a dotting tool to finish it up. If this had been a nail art tutorial, I never even would have tried using the brush. I would have just gone straight for the dotting tool. Here I'm going to add a few twinkling stars, just a couple of crosses in white in different places. And I do this to both duckies. I'm just not making you watch it all the way through. Now it's time for iridescent glitter. This is a glitter in what I think is an alcohol base, but I'm not entirely sure. I was originally just going to dab it on, but I eventually just smeared it on the whole ducky, both duckies. And here they are. Aren't they cute? And no, they don't get eyes because they're galaxies. They can see everything. Well, these turned out pretty well. The flicking of the paint on the paintbrush didn't work as well as I was hoping it would. And if you look really, really close, you can see where some of the paint was flicked, and it's very, very fine because the bristles are nylon and very fine and didn't work nearly as well as I was hoping it would. I'll have to really look into what other artists use for paintbrushes in order to do that, but I'm guessing probably some kind of cheap chip brush or something. The other thing I was not pleased with, and noticed this straight out of the package, was their poor little heads are not where they're supposed to be. They've all been squished, just completely crushed. I tried redoing this one and it's up a little higher than the blue one, but either way, I think they came out pretty well. I think they came out pretty well. They're good little duckies, and they will sit with other little duckies on top of all of their brethren. And there we have it. 2 new little duckies to add to the growing family, which I hope grows quickly. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed. Until next week, stay safe. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm covered in cat hair. Okay. Which, of course, won't work. So we'll have to go in with a da 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 da. Hey, baby. What's up? Oh? Oh. Big old fluffy butt. He's a good boy.